Now, it is Fringe time just around the corner, and that can only mean one thing. We lay down the red carpet for some of the world's finest and funniest comedians. Now, my next guest is no exception. He is one of the world's best. He has performed in the Royal Variety Performance and is also a celebrity chef. Listen to Stephen K Amos.
Well, let me educate you on behalf of us older people, right? We didn't have mobile phones, but somehow we managed to get by. And we were never late. Yeah, we had one big fat telephone in the hallway. And you're like that, listen, yeah, right? I can't talk for long because Dad is staring at me. And my dad would be like that, come on, tick-tock, tick-tock. And you're like this, oh, please, Dad, can I have some privacy? My dad would go, privacy? Buy your own house.
Oh, I love it. It's so true. Stephen K Amos, welcome to Adelaide Afternoon.
Thank you very much, Belinda. It's very lovely to be here.
And welcome back to Adelaide. You arrived yesterday morning, I understand.
I did. I arrived yesterday morning. I'm sort of flying all over the place, in my head, so to speak. I'm not quite sure where I am.
Now, I always know that I'm speaking to someone very, very important when they have their initial, in their middle initial in their name, Stephen K Amos. There's a certain gravitas connected with that. What does the K stand for?
Well, I spotted a lot of Americans, used to do it. Cecil B. DeMille, Samuel L. Jackson. And I thought, I need something that scans really well. And I thought, what should I choose? My real middle name or a made-up middle name? So I thought, Stephen K Famous. That may work. That could work. The K could stand for Kevin. It could stand for Kunta Kinte. It could stand for Kwabinaslilakumalamakulu. It
Say
could
again.
stand for. I can't even say it again. It could stand for a myriad of things. It actually stands for a name given to me by my parents from the Yoruba language of Nigeria, which means the second born of twins. So it's Kainde.
So you have a twin?
I have a twin sister, yes.
Oh, is she a comedian?
Do you know what? When we're together, we laugh about everything. But when she's on her own, I mean, all my family, my siblings, they're into sciences. They're very clever people, academics. And me, I was never very good at school. I had plans to be a lawyer because my dad said to me, become a lawyer, you'll never lose. If a man is innocent, you'll be paid. If a man is guilty, you'll be paid. If a man wants to bribe you, you'll be paid twice. So that didn't work out. But I thought, actually, there is a connection between being a comedian and a barrister, because you have a captive audience, right? And you're holding court, and for the majority of the time, you're telling lies. So bring it on.
And you do it so well. Your show, which opens tomorrow night, a world debut of this show called The Spokesman. What's it about?
What's it about? Well, there's two levels here, actually, because an anagram of Stephen K Amos is The Spokesman, which was pointed out to me last year. I'd never even spotted it myself. Not that I'm sitting at home doodling my own name and trying to find out what things mean. And then I was reading the press, like particularly when you read the press or stories on the news, when they say a spokesman for so-and-so said this, or a spokesman for the government said this. And who is this spokesman? Who are these unidentifiable people with no names that suddenly come out with a comment or a statement? The royal family has a spokesman, or people that you see stories where they say a source close to said blah blah blah, or a close friend. There's never. So I thought, who's my spokesman? I'm my own spokesman. So basically what I've done is I've looked at things in my life that I should be getting stressed about according to the rest of the world. Health, approaching midlife crisis, facing my fears. And I thought, who can I connect in terms of being my spokesman? And I only found out the one person I can do that is me.
Is you. Can you give us a taste?
Give you a taste.
The show?
Well, okay. One of my big fears, even at this age, is swimming. I'm quite generally afraid of the water, so I cannot swim. And I personally think it's probably something to do with the afro. I'm not very buoyant. It amazes people. It divides people as well. People say, "Oh my goodness, you can't swim. What's wrong with with you? And I said, listen, I live in inner city London. I can have a bath or a shower, I'll get by. I don't live in Atlantis. And if God wanted us to swim, he'd give us webbed fingers and a blowhole on the top of our heads.
So true.
And in fact, my ex did try to teach me how to swim. And he said, what you need to do, Stephen, is put your head underwater, but above all, breathe normally.
My youngest is just learning to swim at the moment, so we have to put his goggles on while he's in the bath, and he needs to, to get him blow bubbles in the bath, which is very odd. It's very odd. I mean, I honestly, my biggest fear is, can you imagine if I'm in an aeroplane and we crash over water? I mean, that would be a bad day for me. I just can't. What would I do? Stuffed. I'm gone, just gone. And and I think what it is, it's just the fact that if you're in the ocean, there's nothing to hold on to. There's no floor. There's no. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, no. Just the odd shark. The odd shark. So I can't swim. I'm going to try and overcome that fear. My sister also has a fear of spiders, for example. Oh, me too. And I kind of agree with that, because anything that's got more upper body torso shouldn't be allowed. And they usually say that you've got to face your fears. And my friend said you've got to stare down your fears. That way you'll keep it at bay. But in my sister's case, spiders, as we know, have 5 eyes but no eyelids. So that's a staring competition. She ain't going to win. Did not know that. Oh, we are learning so much from you this afternoon. Yes. Now, it's been a big few days in Australia. You've only just landed here, so let me fill you in if you haven't already heard. The other day was described as the blackest day in Australian sport, our darkest hour. Allegedly, most of our sportsmen and women were drugged up to the eyeballs. On closer inspection, it's not so bad. One team here and there, and the odd sportsmen have been injecting. We don't even know if they're banned drugs yet. But what's your view on all of that? Well, all I can imagine when this story broke, and it broke worldwide, and it was like a big, Australia, you're very well known for your sporting prowess, swimming, for example, athletics and whatever. All I thought was, my initial thought was, I can just now see Lance Armstrong sitting, reading the national newspaper going, oh, thank God for Australia sports. They've taken a lot of heat off me. Oh, yeah. So, but it's a weird thing, I mean, I'm quite surprised because I did honestly think that one of the reasons why people go into sport is because it's that thing about trying to see what the human body can achieve. But if you use enhancing substances, that's not what the human body can achieve. That's you just cheating. That's right. You're cheating. As a comedian, there are not too many substances I would have imagined that would give you performance enhancing. You're either funny or you're not, and you are extremely funny. But have you ever thought of taking performance enhancing substances yourself? Do you know, I've got to say, I know a couple of friends of mine who will remain nameless, one of whom gets absolutely drunk before going on stage and yet is in control. I mean, I couldn't do it. The one time I did get very messy on stage, I was doing a late show and I knew things were going wrong when I repeated a joke because the audience just looked at me, no laughs, and then I sort of went, oh, have I said that already? They went, yeah. I went, now you don't know if I did that deliberately or not. I tried to win it round. Yeah. My guest this afternoon is comedian Stephen K Amos, who is here with his new show called The Spokesman, which launches tomorrow night at the Governor Hindmarsh. I'll give you all the details in just a moment. We'll be back after this short break. Stay with us. Belinda Heggen with you this afternoon with comedian extraordinaire Stephen K Amos. It is such a pleasure to have you sitting here in the studio. Someone who has performed at the Royal Variety Performance. What is it like to meet the Queen? It was very surreal, I've got to say, Belinda, because I used to say to myself, I mean, I'd never thought in a million years that my kind of humour, my kind of comedy is going to be something that will be a part of that institution, because it's a show that's been going on for many, many years, and the Queen goes one year, then Prince Philip goes, Prince Charles goes the following year, they alternate it, and it was quite, and it's a big variety show, and they have some big, big names, and when she's not a young lady, so she's got to sit through like a 3.5, 4 hour show, and there's me kind of going, oh, don't make eye contact, don't make eye contact, and they're saying to you, oh, the things you can and can't do, about, you can't say this, you can't say that. I'm like, oh, what's left of my act? But one thing I did say to myself was, when I get to meet the Queen, I'm not going to bow. No, I'm going to, I'm not, I'm not against the royal family. I'm not particularly for the royal family, but I think you're a fellow human being. I'm not going to bow. And I kid you not, when the Queen got in front of me, my knees went, I bowed like a, hello, thank you.
Thank you for saving my people. I was just on the floor. It was really embarrassing. It was very embarrassing.
Oh, brilliant. We are so excited about the royal baby.
Oh.
New pictures out, finally showing the littlest bump.
I know, it's so weird. I mean, it went over. I mean, everyone is now obsessed with this royal baby and all the comparisons, of course, to her husband's mother, and also all the scandalous things that happened. I'm sure you're all aware.
Yes.
Phone calls to the hospital. Like, I just was thinking about, only in Australia, only, and people think. I heard it and I was like, it doesn't even sound like royalty. Hello. I want to speak to the lady there. What? And corgis in the background.
Awful. Now, another thing that has been happening, which really brings the tone of Australia down slightly.
Right.
Our former Prime Minister, Kevin Rudd, who I know you're familiar with, he's asked our top federal police agents to investigate the leaking of this video. Take a listen.
This language, he just complicates it so much, you know? How can anyone do this? You know what I mean? It's just... Tell them to cancel this meeting at 6 o'clock, will you? I don't have the patience to do it.
We've all had bad days.
Oh, my goodness.
We've all had bad days.
Well,
haven't
you
we?
know, the one thing it shows is that he's real, isn't he? Isn't he just keeping it real? And he swears and F's and blinds like the rest of us? Hilarious.
Well, Julia Gillard, who you know stabbed him in the back, for want of a better word, to then become our current Prime Minister, she's none too pleased because it's taking the focus off her and her new glasses.
I think it's a great, great idea for him to find out who leaked that, because obviously it's some kind of inside job, you know, and if he was, as the former Premier, you know, he's got connections, so they'll find out, and we'll find out who it was. And of course, Julia, I mean, you had all these horrible tragedies I was reading about, you know, the floods, the fires, and what else was there? The floods, fires, and the heat. And I just thought Australia's now sounding like a menopausal woman. And then, and then all we need now is mood swings. And then, Julia suddenly is wearing glasses and handing out, you know, relief aid and then she says in the next breath, "We're going to hold an election. But don't forget, I've just given you all these good things." Hey, remember that?
What do you think of her glasses? Do you think she looks sophisticated with them?
I think she looks a bit like Hillary Clinton now. And I mean, I came up with a joke about it the other day. I said, what's the difference between a pair of glasses and Julia Gillard? One makes you see things clearer. The other is an inanimate object.
Oh, we love you here, Stephen K Amos. I think I need to put a middle initial in.
Yes, do.
What could mine be? Because you don't want to keep it too real. You want to make up something, don't you? Belinda something Heggen.
L. What about L?
L. I
Because
like
of
it.
Belinda L. It sort of kind of rolls off the tongue.
Because you know, you realise that your name anagrammatically, is that the right word?
You don't know. It doesn't sound right.
Is the spokesman.
Yeah.
The spokesman, right?
Yeah.
So my surname has an egg and a hen in it, which I was very concerned when I realised that.
Oh dear.
That's not so cool, is it?
Yes. What came first, though? The chicken or the egg?
Love it.
Hey?
Love it.
See?
We wish you all the very best with your...
Belinda, can I not... I've got a book that I just didn't realise was out here in Australia.
Oh, please tell us all about it.
I wrote a book last year about my memoir, basically, my formative years, and I called it, I used to say my mother was Shirley Bassey.
Did you? Did you really?
Yes, I did. When you're a kid at school, you try to fit in. And one of the best ways I tried to fit in was by telling lies, little lies. I told all my mates that my mum was indeed Shirley Bassey. And it could have backfired when this teachers found out and asked me to ask my mum to open the school fete.
And now you make a living out of telling little white lies on stage.
Absolutely.
I love it. You can book to see Stephen K Amos in The Spokesman at AdelaideFringe.com.au. Now, you're showing from tomorrow night.
Yes,
really?
I am.
Right through to Wednesday the 20th of February. So there's no opportunity for people to miss you.
There is absolutely no opportunity, but the first few days are going to be preview shows. So, yeah, come along and see the work in progress.
So big guinea pigs for the first few days.
Yes, please.
And then there'll be the really classy, finely honed
Exactly.
version of
People
the
can come
Spokesman.
twice then.
Lovely. And you're at the Governor Hindmarsh, which is always a really, really lovely venue.
Love that space.
Stephen K Amos, thank you so much for
Thank
coming into
you,
the
Belinda.
studio. We'll see you there. Angie and I will be there for sure.
Bring
See
it
ya.
on.
Bye.